So absolute values have come up at least once before in what we've seen, but it's worth actually explaining a little bit about what they are. That what an absolute value represents really is distance. Without any consideration for direction, it represents how far one point is from some central location, from some origin. Where, as a result, we say that if the absolute value of x is equal to c, then x is either c units in the positive direction or the negative direction. It is 6 units close or away, I guess, if you want to say that. So x equals plus or minus c. And this idea is one that, if you go really far with this stuff, you might see developed to the point that you start calling these things with a similar notation, using those vertical bars, a norm or a metric to describe distance in more complex ways than just seeing a single line from point to point. But again, that's way, way, way beyond anything all but the most motivated of the students watching this will see, and even then it's not for years. Still, I'd like to give you a bit of a preview look ahead, because without that, well, there's only so much algebra I can do. Which, speaking of, I've got a little bit more to go. For this example, we want to solve the equation the absolute value of the quantity 5 minus 3x equals 4, where this, by definition, means that either 5 minus 3x equals 4 or 5 minus 3x equals negative 4. In the first case, well, it's pretty straightforward. Actually, I'm going to rearrange a little bit just because it makes things cleaner for me. I'm going to subtract the 4 over, add the 3x over, and we will get 5 minus 4 equals 3x, or 1 equals 3x, or if you prefer, x equals 1/3. Meanwhile, on the other side, we're going to do the same thing, but it'll go in a slightly different way. Here, we'll end up with 5 plus 4 is equal to 3x, or 9 equals 3x, or as most people would prefer to see that, x equals 3. So, at least on paper, our solution set should be 1/3 and 3, where if we want to be extra sure, extra positive about this, because it is an absolute value, gotta be positive, don't we? We could plug in 1/3, where if we plugged in 1/3, we would have 5 minus 3 times 1/3 is 1, so you get the absolute value of 4 is 4. On the other hand, if you did 3, you'd have 5 minus 9, which is negative 4. Absolute value is also 4. So our solution set to this problem, that's the worst curly brace I've written in a long time, is 1/3, 3. And just for fun, I want to give you guys something else to finish this on, not just a whole bunch of numbers. Let's look at an application.